Hey YouTube, nice to see you. My dog does not know who I'm talking. Look at that, he does not like this. Okay, which X100 was the best for me? The S, the 5, or the T? Nah. What is it? Huh? Suspicious noises. Alright, come on, let's go back. Let's finish this video. Yeah, so, yeah, it's the x100t. The x100t is in the middle of... We already checked it out, man. We already had a look. In the middle of the range chronologically, and it kind of has the best value for money. Performance, quality, and cost ratio is kind of spot on with the x100t. It feels actually a lot more like the V than it feels like the S, the one before it. Yeah, x100t. All right, now for the story of my life. Let's have a look here. We're gonna brain fuck a little bit about photography, laugh at the cognitive dissonance required to think that we need to buy and sell cameras all the time, and that's gonna actually help our photography in some way. I've shot with everything. SLR, Digicam, iPhone, Micro Four Thirds, full frame mirrorless, APS-C mirrorless. But the camera that I've loved and used the longest is the x100s. I got that in like 2015, and I think I sold it, which it's actually, I should never have sold it, but I sold it in about 2022. Yeah, because you know, the grass is always greener, so I began to dream of other more capable, larger, solid cameras, like the X Pro line, which I thought would help me realize my potential as a photographer. Yeah, I actually thought that. So yeah, I actually did get an X Pro 1 eventually, but that really turned out to be was just a gateway into the X Pro 3. Had a lot of fun, but then I realized I wasn't taking it anywhere. So I ended up exchanging it for an x100v. Also a lot of fun, but I only ended up using it for a couple of months. Yeah, so technically the V is the best in the line, but I think it's overkill for most people. It has the weather sealing. I think in the time that I had it, I used the weather sealing 0 times. It has awesome video capabilities, but no stabilization. I think x100v really shines in like a travel kind of situation where you are going to be in very unpredictable scenarios, and you do want to make sure you're covered in terms of build quality. So to summarize, I had the x100s and loved it, sold it after about 6 years, then went on a buying and selling rampage, at the end of which I had no camera. Yeah, so when we booked our Japan tickets, I knew that I wanted to take a real camera to Japan. The previous 2 times I had taken an iPhone, which yeah, was lots of fun. I've talked about that in other videos. But I knew at this time I wanted to take a camera with a button and a shutter and things like that. I was looking for any X100 camera basically, but I had a certain budget, and the X100T was what I was able to get in the budget that I had. I was kind of interested in the F. I think it has Acros, but that's not a big deal. But I think the T was a real sweet spot for me. It has the beautiful sensor of the S, but it felt more like the V in usage, like in the speed of operation, the build, and things like that. So sadly, after Japan, I was all photoed out, and I caught another bug, the music bug. Not even making music, just listening to music. So I got a record player, I got some vinyls, sold the camera for like $1,000 and used it for those things. I had seen a lot of interesting coverage of digicams, and I decided I wanted to give that a shot. Yeah, but even when they work, they're just a bit slow. I do kind of like my Canon G9 though. It slows you down a bit, not in a mindful kind of way, you know, I want to crush it kind of way, but how cute is it? So I settled on the like pocketable Canon G9, I think it's from like 2012, and a Fuji, I think a 65,000 FD. It shares like the same everything with the Fujifilm 31 FD, which is a very famous and much coveted and desired digicam. I wanted to kind of experience those colors, those images that everyone's talking about, and it turns out, yeah, I don't really care. That didn't last too long, and through work I ended up getting a Sony a7R3A, and that was very surprising to me because I didn't actually have any thoughts of doing that. I was kind of thinking that my next camera would be another Fuji. Maybe I go back to an S, maybe I get the V, maybe I'll get an X70 or something. You know, I really wish I had the money to keep all the cameras that I had and just get more. Obviously, if money was no object, I'd probably get the x100v, but you know, on my budget, I think my next Fuji will probably end up being an x100t. I mean, every Fuji is ridiculously priced right now. When I bought the S, it was like $250, like nearly 10 years ago. Now the S would be more, it would be closer to $1,000. But yeah, I ended up going back into a full frame. I had the Sony a7S a very long time ago, about like 8 years ago. I am having fun doing a bit of video though, like with the a7R. It's doing a much better job than any cameras that I've had recently. Yeah, I mean, it's made me put some more videos up on YouTube. If you made it this far, you're definitely a die-hard Fuji fan. Congratulations, it takes one to know one. Go out and take some photos and drop your Instagram handle or whatever in the comments. All right, catch ya.